Hi there. My name is FYA Umashi, and I am a top lane player whose secondary name's Jungle. This is a Nautilus replay from a game I have to say went fairly well, and really shows you what Nautilus can do in the jungle. Recently, he has become one of those threats that people just overlook. He's very, very powerful, and people just don't seem to see it. Now, what's going on right now is I make a huge mistake here. I'm giving you a mistake right off the bat. I'm just sitting here because I want to take my blue, but my team does not want to assist me. My team wants to start at top lane and wants to gank without even me doing any jungle. I'm not willing to do that, and I'm not willing to do that for a good reason. What my team is asking me to do is basically give up my jungle, because Nautilus has one flaw to his entire character, which is he cannot really jungle effectively if he gets off to a bad start. Besides that, he is probably currently one of the best junglers in the game, and he's very scary at high elo. He's not picked every game though, because he does have the issue of you kind of have to know what you're doing with him. You kind of got to get the hang of it. He's not the hardest champion to play, but he's also not the easiest. You have to learn timing. You have to learn really what he can and cannot do. And there's a lot of stuff he can't really do, but there's a lot of stuff he can do. For instance, if you do get off to a good start, your damage is frightening. But if you don't get off to a good start, you don't do much damage. If you get off to a good start, your ganks are among the scariest in the game. Nautilus has 4 types of CC, with 3 of them being hard CC and the last one being a slow. That's more CC than really any other champion in the game, which makes him incredibly scary in ganks. And as expected, my team failed to gank top lane with their stacked. I knew that would happen. So, I managed to actually not get off to too bad of a start, because I managed to pick up mid lane despite my team, playing it really stupidly. But I know that my blue is most likely gone. I'm kind of expecting that because they invaded. So, I just go ahead and take red instead. Nautilus does have that nice capability of starting anywhere he really wants. I could start, I'd prefer to start at blue naturally. Blue is most effective, you have a nice mana pool, you can spam your skills a bit better, which is beautiful considering the cooldown on Nautilus's W. But other than that, he can really start wherever he wants. You could start and take Rays, Wolves, Blue if you can't get a reliable leash. If you can't get a leash, go Wolves, Blue, Race, and then back to Wolves, and then Red, and back to Race. When jungling as Nautilus, generally you want to avoid the double golems. Now, you take them if you're going that area, or if you just need to keep jungling, there's no lanes to gank, etc., etc. But on most cases, you do not want to go to double golems because they will just slow you down. They don't help you, get a faster jungle at all. Now, I am going there right now because I do want my level 4. I don't have my anchor yet. I want to pick that up. But other than that, I kind of ignore them in most games. If I wasn't off to a poor start because of my team wanting to make the dump play top, I probably would have never even touched double golems. Well, at least not that early. I might pick them up later. But, really, as Nautilus, he is a very, very nice jungler. So he can do a lot of routes. The reason the double golems are a bad choice is they're fast, they do a lot of damage, and they have a lot of HP. For an AoE champion, that's really not effective. Now, I know my blue will be up around 7 minutes if they took it, but I gotta check to make sure there's no little guys there, so I'm heading there right now. The trick is, if there is a little guy there, it means that blue will be up around 5 minutes after you kill the guy. If there isn't, it'll be up on average around 7:10, 7:20. The enemy jungler will know the timer on your buff, so you want to be there the second it spawns. Now, I don't know if I do that this game, but if you're serious about winning, you're going to do that. You're going to be there at 7:20, whatever the cost, to make sure you get your own blue buff. Now, you might be noticing that we have kind of weird setup this game. We have Mordekaiser top, Wukong middle. It's not really related to Nautilus, but, you know, since these are gankable lanes, I'll explain that. The reason Wukong is mid is because Wukong has heavy harass. He's good at taking out champions, squishy champions, so he's a really strong middle. Meanwhile, Mordekaiser, we need AP, and Mordekaiser is a kind of a more durable mage, I guess you could say. He's susceptible to ganks, but he's very strong and durable if he's not getting ganked every 5 seconds, which is very nice. So we have really bulky lanes. We also have Graves Tarek, which means that basically our entire team is bulky in comparison to the enemy team. So here I am. I'm ganking mid. I know I have a lot of CC. I know we can pick up this kill with my CC. You see, I hit all that CC. It's beautiful. I'm going to hit him with an anchor, but he flashes. Otherwise, that would have been easy kill. But I am going to pick up the kill anyway. Well, actually, Wukong is going to get it. I can't exactly save his life, sadly. But it was a nice attempt, and we got that kill. So, you know, 1 for 1, not bad. And plus, that kill went to Wukong, while their kill went to Malphite. The kill on Wukong is going to be much stronger. If you can, you will always give your laners the kill. Naturally, Malphite couldn't give Swain the kill because Swain was dead. But I could give Wukong the kill because Wukong can use it much better. And that's my bad. I forgot to kill that wolf. I just smited it to speed myself up. Go mid, pick up some more farm. I make level 6 a very good time despite the weird start. And I managed to actually hit level 6 at 7 minutes, which is actually just as fast as Wukong, which is mid lane. Because Nautilus, some people think he's a slow jungler. He's not a slow jungler. You just have to get that your jungle, like, flowing. Your whole jungle revolves around your W, which is your shield, and it also deals AoE damage on hit. So, every auto attack, you'll deal additional damage. You basically want to get that flowing. You want to get your jungle moving because it's on a long cooldown. So you gotta get those buffs, and you gotta keep on moving to the next buff. Not waste too much time because you wanna basically be at a buff camp every time it's up, or you wanna be ganking. That's a good way to measure your skills, Nautilus. If your W is on cooldown and you weren't backing, or you didn't just get a buff, or something along those, or not taking Dragon or something along those lines, then you should be doing something. You should be ganking. There should be something you can do as Nautilus when your W is off cooldown. If it's on cooldown, that means you're doing your job, because, you know, you're getting stuff done. You can always be getting stuff done as Nautilus. That's really what's beautiful about Nautilus. Now, I see that there's Malphites coming in, but I know I can pick up blue. I know my team's there to help me. I see their Blitzcrank leaves bottom, but I see I have Wukong, Tarek, Graves, the Caitlyn still bottom. I know I'm going to pick this up, no problem. I do pay attention to my smite damage, though. I make sure to smite it, because I'm not sure if he has it warded or not. So I just make sure I get that smite off. Now, they decide they want to fight, so we start going. We're going to pick up some kills here. We have superior CC, which is just beautiful. Nautilus has some of the best CC in the game. I managed to pick up that kill on Blitzcrank without any problem, because I just have so much CC. I hit him with a stun, I hit him with a slow, I pulled him back with my Q, which is basically like a halfway blitz grab, I guess you could say. And there's just nothing you can do about that. It's just too much CC. And if I really want, I could hit my ult too, and that's a knock-up, just even more CC. And knock-up is it doesn't even get affected by Merc Tread, so it's basically the strongest CC in the game. Alright, so I see that Irelia and Merc has fighting top, so as I said, you always want to be on the move. You always want to be doing something. Any time wasted is time you spend falling behind the enemy jungler. It's time you spend not helping your lanes or getting your jungle. You gotta always be on the move. You gotta always be getting stuff done. Snap, snap, snap. Keep going. I tried to gank top. Top didn't work. I head on over to red. It's the closest objective. It's good. After red, I can pick up more jungle, or I can try to gank a lane. It depends what I see that's available. You always want to go for what's available. When you're playing a jungler like Udyr, you can waste a little time. You can try some stuff that's like, you know, probably not going to work, because he's a fast jungler no matter what. He's a good counter jungler. His ganks are the same whether, you know, you're level 6 or you're level 9. You're going to run in Bear stance and Tiger stance or Phoenix stance or whatever every time. It's the same thing. Well, Nautilus, really that a little extra slow, a little extra damage on his passive, it means a lot to him, because if you're level 6 and the enemy's level 9, it's going to be painful. But I'm the same level as the mid lane. That's just beautiful. That's a huge advantage. Now, that Swain still can, you know, poke me out of lane if he really wants, because he's Swain and I'm Nautilus. I'm melee. That's what Swain does. Swain is the most annoying champion in the game for melee, pretty much. Well, beside maybe Vladimir, but you know, I'm in a good place right now. Even though I had such a bad start, I managed to, you know, leeway my way into a good position. Now, my items, I did rush Boots of Mobility. This was because I went back early and I didn't have much gold. Generally, when I go back early, I'll have 825 gold, and I usually rush a Heart of Gold. Sometimes I get a Philistone, but generally a Heart of Gold. But this game, I didn't have the gold, so I picked up Boots of Mobility for more ganking. Boots of Mobility or Merc Treads are almost always the best choices for any game. Generally, you get Merc Treads, but if you really feel like you can get the ganks in, or you need to get the ganks in, or whatever you want to go with the Merc Tread. I mean, you want to go with the Boots of Mobility. Merc Treads are for safety, Boots of Mobility are for aggression. Like, just then, I had those Merc Treads, I flashed in, I got that ult off, I got all that CC off, and I was just too fast for them. He flashed away, the Wukong flashed after him. Just beautifully played all around. Now, I also got 2 gold per 10 right after I got my boots, as soon as I could, basically. I waited until I had 1600 gold because I was busy doing stuff, but usually you go back around 800, 825 gold to buy your first, and then as soon as you have enough gold for your second, buy it. The sooner you buy gold per 10, the better it is. But, you know, you gotta buy it sooner than, it's better to buy it sooner rather than later. Now, I see this Malphite is rather low, and I want to go for this kill. I want to see if I can pick it up. So, I get in position to grab him. I'd wait until he's in a good position to throw my anchor, but he flashes out of it. Now, that's regrettable. You don't want to use your anchor right away, generally. If you have your ult up, you want to ult before you anchor. When they're in the air from your ultimate, you hit them with your anchor, and it confirms that they won't flash out of it. But I did not have my ultimate, so I just had to wait until he had no choice but to either flash or get caught by me, and sadly he had flash up, so he escaped. So, I see my ultimate's about to be up, so I want to keep moving on the ball. I saw that he was backing here, so I tried to hit him with an anchor. Didn't quite work out. So I'm heading bottom instead. I'm going to pick up the kill on this Caitlyn. She's low, and she didn't see me coming. I hit her with my ultimate and 1 auto attack, well actually my E, and then I go over to Blitzcrank, and I hit him with my stun from my auto attack. Easy double kill, really efficient. It went really well. I was just there at the right time. That won't happen every game. You won't always be there at the right time. But if you are there at the right time, it just goes beautifully. Nautilus is great at making good use of situations. Because with all that CC, you can't really mess it up. Now, I see my blues up again, so I go to get it again and, you know, get stuff done. But I see someone here, so I turn around to go and flank them. He wards my blue. So I go for him. I keep going for him. I stay aggressive, but I don't get too aggressive. I pay attention to where everyone on the map is. I don't get, you know, I don't zone out attacking this Malphite. I pay close attention. Now, he does kill, you know, the Wukong. That's regrettable. But my bot lane is coming, so I get in position to make the, you know, get the kill. I hit Malphite with my stun, but I go for Swain, but I end up hitting Malphite anyway, so I turn back to continue going for Malphite. I picked the kill up on him in the bush over here with my E, and they managed to pick up the kill on Swain anyway, which is nice. So I just go and take my blue, because I know that my team already, you know, did everything they can. The Irelia does show up, but you know, Tarek Graves, she's not gonna 1v3. She goes away. I don't need to be there. So I continue jungling. They're pinging Dragon. Not a good idea. First of all, I don't have Smite up. Second of all, everyone's kind of low. We don't want to fight right now. As a jungler, you have to have the best awareness of what's a good choice and what's a bad choice when it comes to ganking, taking Baron, taking Dragon, etc. It always comes down to your choice, unless your team is like miles ahead, because they're going to want your Smite. Now, look at this anchor. Look at that anchor. Oh my god, that was beautiful. It's just max range right on the corner. That was just lovely. That's the type of thing that happens when you practice Nautilus. When you first play him, you won't be able to predict that anchor's going to hit. But after a few games, you'll learn to hit those clutch anchors, those ones that just hit them right, you know, right where you want them. And that's really what makes a good Nautilus. You gotta be able to position right, you gotta know when to throw the anchor, how long it takes to get there, so that you can plan it with your ultimate. You gotta hit them at the same time to be truly effective. You hit your auto attack right after and you get a slow. That's, you know, triple stun. My god, what are they gonna do about that? Now, Irelia's bottom, that's regrettable. Stark dies. I continue taking my jungle. There's nothing for me to do around there. I see that, you know, they might be going for Dragon. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that with Irelia there. I see Swain's top, but, you know, still, there's Irelia. So, you know, right now I don't know if they took Dragon, but if you suspect the enemy team might take Dragon, get a timer. Right now, I would say that Dragon would be up around 22:30. I don't know if Dragon's down, but you should get a timer anyway. A general timer. You don't need exact timers. And that way, you always know when it might be up. I don't think it's down, but it might be. They were in that area, you know, a couple lucky hits, and, you know, they got it. So, we go and try and pick up the kill on Irelia here. We managed to get it. The Malphite does run off. I tried to go for the Malphite, but, you know, he's tanky. We can't pick up the kill on him. It was worth a try, though. We got some nice damage off. Hit him with that E at the end, gets a slow, and then we just kind of decide to leave. I smite the blue Wraith, I steal the Wraith. It's just, you know, taking what I can get and getting out of there. I'm very ahead in levels right now, level 12. I'm in 9 of our 10 kills, just from being in the right place at the right time. Staying aggressive is the main thing. Nautilus, you gotta stay aggressive. You gotta be on the move. You gotta know when to do it, what to do, and when to do it, and you can't waste time. That's one of the problems. That is one of the problems with Nautilus. At level 2, generally, you can't go for a gank. Level 2 ganks don't often work, and, you know, if they do work, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? You're gonna fall behind in levels, even if you get that kill. Nautilus, don't go for the level 2 gank. You can go for the level 4 gank. Sometimes you want to wait till level 6, it depends, but I really want to say you shouldn't go for the level 2 gank. Even if it works out, in most cases, well, unless you get to, like, you know, free farm mid because the guy died and your guy goes back, it's not worth it. You need to get the, you know, experience. Oh man, look at that Swain. He's out of there. But we're going for the Irelia. We want the Irelia. We want to fight. We want to bait them over here. We want to get this Wukong in here. You want to kind of pretend that we're in a bad situation until everyone's there. We're going to pick up the kill on that Irelia now. She can't escape anymore. Yeah, see, we're going to pick up Malphite, and we're probably going to pick up this Blitzkrieg as well. He's in a bad position. He's way out of the way, but he's really fast. Look at that speed. It's going to be hard to get him. So I throw the anchor, but clutch flash. Too bad. You see, Nautilus's anchor is just frightening for everybody. They're constantly flashing out of it. People fear Nautilus. That's why he's so powerful at high elo. Most people at high elo have been banning Nocturne. Have been banning Nautilus, in fact, because Nautilus just, if he gets just a little bit early game, he snowballs so hard, and even if he doesn't get that little bit early game, he's still a beast at CC. He's still a master ganker. He can still hit you with his ultimate, hit you with a hook, hit you with a stun, and hit you with a slow, and then use his W to negate your damage and deal additional damage. He's just a frightening champion all around. There's nothing you can really do against the good Nautilus. And that's really one of the reasons Nautilus is a good champion to learn. He's just really scary. He deals a good amount of damage if you manage to get into a position where you can deal that damage. Now, when it comes to building Nautilus, I like to go with movement speed. I go with 0.21.9 for masteries, taking both movement speed masteries. And I go with movement speed quintessences. I vary between attack damage and attack speed reds. It's kind of something you have to learn playing the champion. I'd suggest just take attack speed if you don't want to do too much experimenting, and you'll see what situations each is better in over time. And I run armor yellows and magic resist blues. Scaling magic resist blues, I should say that. And, you know, it works out pretty well for me. Movement speed quints are the main thing. Lots of movement speed. He's an incredibly slow champion with a base 300 movement speed, which is the minimum. So a little extra movement speed will do you well. And, yeah, and when it comes to building, you kind of want to go with the supporty build. The double GP5 is pretty standard support. Same with the Aegis of Legion, and I finish it off with a Glacial Shroud. Just, you know, beautiful. I'm going way over here. I know I can pick up this guy, though. I know he can't escape, and I know that now that this guy's here, he can't escape either. We can pick him up. I hit a nice hook. When you're hooking, don't hook people right next to you. It brings them closer to you. It's stronger CC if you wait until they're, you know, a little bit distant. But don't wait so long that you're going to miss, because missing is just stupid. If you don't have to miss, don't miss. Now, this I really, and this Mordekaiser really wanna, this I really in this Malphite are trying to be aggressive to pick up our Graves, but all they really do is walk into our team, they make a huge mistake, and they just suicide. And we pick that up because, you know, once again, I have that CC. I hit both with CC, I hit slow, shield, I anchored, you know, whatever you need. Nautilus has it. He's going to keep you CC'd until his team kills you, or sometimes he kills you if he's far enough ahead. Nautilus does have the problem of not being able to 1v1 generally. Now, right now, I'm pretty far ahead. I could 1v1. But most Nautilus, unless you're 6-1, 6-1-9, aren't going to 1v1 anyone. So, as I said when building Nautilus, you want to go with a more tanky support build. But if you manage to get ahead, you can buy something like Wit's End. Wit's End is actually really nice on Nautilus. It adds a lot of damage, it adds a little bulkiness, just like you can go Wriggles. If you really want to, go ahead and go Wriggles. It's a fine item. I feel a bit more of a pure tank build is a bit better. And if you really want damage, you can go with Zen, but Nautilus can really build anything he wants. He's even a decent AP middle. Like, I wouldn't say he's the best AP middle, but he's definitely not horrible. Now, so, basically, why isn't Nautilus picked every game if he's feared by most players and all that stuff, and why was he ignored at first release? I feel it's because, first of all, you don't learn him right away. It doesn't take you 30 seconds to learn him. It takes you a couple minutes. Oh man, my sound just what the hell? Alright, sorry. And you know, it takes you a couple games to learn him. Not a couple seconds, a couple games. And you really gotta get the hang of him to play him properly. He's not the hardest champion, but he's definitely not the easiest. You really gotta get the hang of him and really learn what his skills can do and what he can do, most importantly. Because a lot of Nautilus players make the mistake of going for level 2 ganks. Just don't do that. Please don't do that. Remember, while you know, you're a good guy for ganking a lot, if you put yourself too far behind, your ganks aren't going to be scary. You come first. In the jungle, it's true, the jungler does come first. Because you've already done enough by giving your top a solo lane. Even at 2k elo, you've done enough by giving your top a solo lane. And you don't have to worry about ganking 24/7. Nautilus is a ganking jungler, but he needs his farm as well. You need to pick up your levels. If you're falling behind levels, don't feel bad if you have to just resort to jungling a little bit. You really, you know, you gotta get that, you gotta get yourself rolling, first of all, and then you can focus on getting those ganks in. But you have to get rolling first. Now, this is actually a nice gank. I like this guy. This guy just explodes. I mean, look at that. Oh, ouch. He was CC'd that entire time. So, this brings you to the end of the game. I hope this has showed you what to do and what not to do with Nautilus. I do make a few mistakes. I'm not a perfect player. But it was a pretty good game, and I give you victory. And I hope you enjoy playing Nautilus.
Victory!